Does saffron really boost your mood? The research says yes, it could, at least to a point. But here's the catch: the benefits you read about online might not apply equally to everyone, especially if you live in places like the US. To understand why, we need to look a little closer at what the human studies actually show. Clinical studies in adults with depression have found that taking saffron extract, typically 30 to 100 milligrams per day for 6 to 12 weeks, can significantly improve mood compared to placebo. In fact, saffron extract might perform about as well as some prescription antidepressants. For example, taking saffron extract daily appears to be just as effective as fluoxetine, better known as Prozac, in managing depression symptoms. Another study showed similar benefits of saffron extract compared to citalopram or Celexa. Even more interesting, people already on these medications experienced additional improvements when saffron extract was added to their treatment plan. Saffron extract may also help depressive symptoms tied to other conditions. For example, women experiencing menopause who took saffron stigma extract 14 milligrams twice a day for 12 weeks reported reduced feelings of depression and anxiety, though it didn't help with physical symptoms like hot flashes. Similarly, early research in women with postpartum depression found that taking saffron 15 milligrams twice daily for 8 weeks improved mood and lowered depression scores compared to before treatment. By the way, I review a lot of supplements here, so subscribe and hit the bell to stay updated, and support me on Ko-fi if you enjoy the content. That said, the evidence for saffron's effects on anxiety alone isn't as strong. One preliminary study found that taking saffron extract 50 milligrams twice daily for 12 weeks offered only a slight improvement over placebo in adults with mild to moderate anxiety. Nevertheless, all this sounds promising and helps explain why saffron extract has become so popular for mood support. But there's an important caveat that often gets overlooked. Almost all of these clinical trials were conducted in Iran. Outside of Iran, the results are far less consistent. For example, one study in Australia found that taking saffron with curcumin twice daily for 12 weeks didn't reduce depressive symptoms compared to placebo. This pattern raises an intriguing question. Why does saffron seem to work better in Iran? Saffron has been part of Iranian culture and traditional medicines for centuries, so it's possible that the typical Iranian diet or lifestyle enhances its effects. Another explanation could be the quality of saffron used in those studies. Iran is, after all, the world's largest producer of high-grade saffron. Genetic factors might also play a role, making certain populations, like those in the Middle East, more responsive to saffron's active compounds. Whatever the reason, it's important to remember that while saffron extract does show real promise for improving mood, its benefits might not translate equally across all populations or regions. Saffron is often praised for its supposed brain-boosting effects, but the science paints a more nuanced picture. In one small clinical trial, patients with Alzheimer's disease who took saffron extract 15 milligrams twice daily for 22 weeks showed improved cognitive function compared to a placebo group. And saffron even performed about as well as donepezil, a common Alzheimer's medication. Another small study in adults with cognitive impairment found similar improvements in memory and brain performance. So research does suggest potential benefits for people with dementia, but there's little solid evidence that saffron enhances cognition in otherwise healthy individuals. Saffron has also been studied for certain hormone-related issues in women, though the research is limited and mostly comes from Iran. In one small trial, women with premenstrual syndrome or PMS who took 15 milligrams of saffron extract twice daily reported slightly reduced symptom severity compared to placebo. Another study found that a combination product containing saffron helped ease the intensity and duration of menstrual pain in women with dysmenorrhea. Some claim saffron can help you sleep better, and there's a bit of evidence supporting that, though it's far from definitive. In a small study of adults with self-reported sleep problems, taking 14 milligrams of saffron extract twice daily for 4 weeks slightly reduced insomnia and improved sleep quality. Another study in people with type 2 diabetes found that taking 100 milligrams of saffron daily for 8 weeks improved sleep scores compared to placebo. You may have also heard that saffron might help with weight loss by helping control appetite or reduce emotional eating. That idea comes from a small study suggesting that a specific saffron extract called satiareal led to less snacking and a slight drop in weight. But here's the catch. The average weight loss was only about 2 pounds over 8 weeks, which is tiny and not likely to make any real difference. Plus, that study was funded by the company that makes satiareal, which raises issues about bias. When independent researchers tried to replicate the findings, they found no effect at all on appetite, snacking, or weight loss. And when scientists looked at the bigger picture, reviewing all the clinical trials together, they came to the same conclusion. A meta-analysis found that taking saffron or saffron extracts for up to 3 months didn't significantly change body weight, blood sugar, or cholesterol compared to a placebo. Saffron comes from the dried stigma of the Crocus sativa flower. It's one of the most labor-intensive crops in the world. About 75,000 blossoms are needed to produce a single pound of saffron. That's why it costs so much more than the other spices. However, the health benefits seen in research, especially those related to mood, come from standardized saffron extracts, not the raw spice you cook with. In North America, the 2 most common saffron extracts you'll find are Saffron and satiareal. Saffron is standardized for what the manufacturer calls leptocrosolides, not an actual chemical, but a trade name referring to a mix of saffron's key active compounds, mainly saffronal and crocin, along with other minor bioactives. Satiareal, on the other hand, is standardized specifically for saffronal. Simply sprinkling saffron threads onto your food won't deliver the same effects. Extracts are standardized to contain specific amounts of active compounds, mainly saffronal and crocin. To match the doses used in most clinical studies, you need roughly 0.1 to 0.3 grams of raw saffron threads daily, about $5 worth of high-quality saffron, depending on grade and purity. But even then, the raw spice isn't standardized, and your body absorbs its active compounds much less efficiently than from the extracts. So trying to replicate the benefits of saffron extract with culinary saffron would be costly, inconsistent, and unreliable. The bottom line is that saffron does have solid evidence supporting its ability to boost mood, especially for people struggling with depression. It may also offer some cognitive benefits for those with dementia, though it doesn't seem to enhance brain function in healthy individuals. On the flip side, saffron extracts like satiareal haven't shown convincing results for appetite control or weight loss. That said, it's worth remembering that most of the positive research comes from Iran, and studies done elsewhere, like in the US or Australia, haven't found effects quite as strong. So while saffron might live up to some of its reputation, it's best to take those claims with a pinch of salt. Hi, I'm Dr. Brian Yeung. I'd love to hear your thoughts. Feel free to share them in the comments down below. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. And if you know someone who could benefit from this, please share it with them. Finally, if you enjoy what we do and want to learn more, consider supporting us on Ko-fi, and be sure to check out our other socials as well.